name is DeKeisha Moore, and I have been interning at Kenya's Learning Safari. Kenya's Learning Safari is named after its owner-director. Her name is Lakenya Fisher, and is located in the Bog Springs, Pleasant Grove area, 515 North St. Augustine. And it is a child care center, and she decided to name it after her name. Her name is Lakenya, and it's a safari because her name is an African country. And so she's a really eccentric person who really loves children and loves teaching. She has a bachelor's in teaching, and as well as many people who work at the daycare. Some were health educators. So those were the people that I worked closely with, learning about the nutrition at a child care center. Kenya's has wonderful children and great parents that I have grown to learn and be associated with, as well as other learning centers that we went to training classes with, and I learned a lot about nutrition and how it works in a child care center. My specific mission at Kenya's Learning Safari was to help implement a new program to teach the staff, the children, and their parents how to live more healthy lifestyles. I talked to them about cooking alternatives, how to cook their favorite meals, and also healthier snacks. In the hopes that by the end of my internship, they would be more equipped to stop childhood obesity in their families and in their area. My goals with this internship were to gain experience with children and health, because those are two things that I really love, as well as to help the community learn more healthier eating habits. And I believe that I have certainly done that with this internship. This program that I worked with is very involved with the community, and working with them, I've worked with a lot of different people, teaching them healthy alternatives on their favorite meals. That was my main goal, because a lot of the people in this community are really traditional Hispanic and African American people who love their soul food and their Hispanic food. So my main goal was to teach them that they can still have these wonderful meals, just in a healthier way. One of my objectives with this internship was to plan and implement a program to educate the community about childhood obesity. And I have been planning this entire semester, and actually I will implement the program on June the 2nd. And it will be a program that Kenya's Learning Safari is putting on a health fair to teach about childhood obesity as well as adult obesity, because in this community there's a lot of that as well. So we'll have people to take blood pressure, talking about diabetes, and I will be doing a lecture on childhood obesity and ways to counteract that in this community, and just to educate the parents about it even more. Also, one of my objectives was to give healthy examples of healthy meals and snacks, and teaching them how to make these at home. And I did one a week and taught a healthy recipe and a healthy snack. So the kids would eat it, the parents would eat it, and then they would have the recipe to go home and try it themselves. And it was really productive. They really loved them. Some of the kids came back and said, "Oh, Miss Keisha, I had veggie pizza this weekend at snack time with my mom." And so it was really good to know that the things that I was teaching them, they really were taking it home and implementing it. Before I started my internship preceptor, Lakenya Fisher, and I talked about some of the duties that she would want me to do while I was interning for her. And one was to educate students and staff and parents on the dangers of childhood obesity. And I certainly did that. I worked very hands-on with the children, more than the parents. I wish that I could have had a more hands-on relationship with the parents, but a lot of the parents didn't have full-time jobs and just didn't have time to interact with me the way that I wish I would have been able to. As well as the staff. The staff had their own things to do, so I only got about once a week with them to work with them and teach them about childhood obesity. And another was to provide information and act as a resource person. And many of them do not have health backgrounds. They're really fluent with teaching and really good with children, but as far as health, that's not really their thing. So they came, I had a question every day, a note on my station or something asking me about anything with health. They would just bring it to me, and if I didn't have the answer, then I would look for it and give it to them in some way. As well as help students, staff, and more healthy meal and snack choices. Once a week I had a different meal and snack to present to the staff, to the children, and to the parents. I would teach it about it, and they would taste it and eat it, and I would also have the recipe for them to take home and to try it themselves with their families. I worked very heavily with LaKenya-Fisher, who is the owner as well as the director of Kenya's Learning Safari. I also worked with Javina Rogers, and she is the assistant director, so she knows everything that LaKenya-Fisher knows. So they helped me out a lot with daycare things, because I know things about health, but I don't know anything at all about daycares. So they helped me learn how to teach them according to the way that a daycare student thinks. So that was helpful. These are a couple of the classrooms that are not being used at this time. Kenya's Learning Safari is based solely on preparing the children for their future. Kenya's Learning Safari is a child care center, so they have ages from about 6 weeks to 12 years. And with these children, they have all types of children. They have some with disabilities, some with who are overly active. So it's a lot of different personalities that you work with every day with working at a child care center. So you have to be flexible and be able to, bend to work with whichever type of child that you have. Although my health studies courses taught me so much about health and how to implement programs and plan and evaluate, there is nothing like getting your feet wet and actually being hands-on and getting to do it yourself. I learned a lot how to be efficient, how to be innovative, and how to think for myself and not have to run to a teacher and ask them questions. Even though I knew I could, it was fun to actually be independent and learn and grow in what I have learned.
Hello, my name is LaKenya-Fisher. I am the owner and director of Kenya's Learning Safari, where DeKeisha Moore did her internship.
Miss Fisher, what did you like about having an intern?
Well, it's always good to have an extra hand, so that was great. But also, it really did help me to understand the world of health and nutrition by you being here, and you made us eat those healthy meals when all we wanted was a hamburger. But it was still great because you helped us to understand that there's always a healthier alternative. So that was absolutely wonderful.
Miss Fisher, what ways did Miss DeKeisha help you?
Definitely, I would have to say, first of all, that having Miss DeKeisha here was delightful. Miss DeKeisha was innovative. She came up with ways to help the daycare. Even if we already had a plan in mind, if she saw something that worked better, she wasn't fearful. She was willing to take a risk and to say, hey, Miss Fisher, what if we do it this way? Do you think that would work better? So she didn't step on any toes, but she didn't mind getting in there and just thinking of ways to make everything better.
I actually think the main course that helped me with my internship was internship prep, because we went through a lot of how to be etiquette in a working environment and with other people, working with groups. Through my health study courses also helped me with this internship as well. I didn't really have a lot of issues at all. If there was anything, I could go straight to my internship preceptor or to whoever I had the issue with, and we got it straightened out right away. So I really do believe that the internship prep class is what really got me ready to work at my internship. It was such an enjoyable experience. I loved it. I would not trade it in for any other internship in the world. I know a lot of people said, you decided to go to a child care center, but it was just so wonderful. It was so enriching to work with these wonderful children, with these wonderful people, and I learned so much. Thank you.